Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Mixed by Malachi, back again with another one, and today we got something special. Today, I'll be showing you guys how to mix down a 2-track beat so you can record some vocals over it. I know a lot of you been asking this for a cool little minute. I'm gonna take y'all through the steps you need to do in order to mix that beat down. So, you just bought a track from BeatStars or somewhere, you purchased a 2-track, and maybe the producer don't have the stems anymore, and the beat is a dope beat and you don't wanna lose that track. So the first process we're gonna take in getting this together is we're going to start the gain staging process, which I mean by gain staging that track to bring the track down some to where you guys can add some plugins to the beat to get the beat mixed the way you want to mix it. I'm going to show you guys how to mix it, but first I'm going to show you how to gain stage the beat so that you can't throw plugins on that beat. He doesn't have the track anymore and he's ready to record. And that is very understandable, man, because I got a couple tracks that I bought a long time ago that I'm like, damn, man, I can't really save them. But some beats can be saved, and I'm gonna teach you guys today how to save those beats. All right, cool. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, also that bell notification that'll keep you guys in tune with all the latest content I drop. Smash that like button, man. I appreciate everything you do. Make sure you leave a comment below to let me know if this tutorial helped you. If it didn't, this tutorial is gonna help you a lot. Before we tap into this video, you know what we gotta do, man. We gotta roll that intro first. Let's get it. All right, man, what up? So we're gonna get straight into it. So the first thing we wanna do, man, is we wanna start gain staging our beat. So you just bought the track, and pretty much when you see the wave file looking like this, or a bit higher than this, meaning the producer who made the track already mastered the beat, you know, to get the beat out to sell the beat so you guys can listen to it at its loudest form. And then pretty much what you wanna do is you wanna gain stage the track. So gain staging, I don't mean by, when I say gain staging, I don't want you to turn the volume of your beat down like this. That's not the way I want you to do it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the song back so you guys can get a feel of the song real quick. This is the song my daughter did. She leased the track or whatever, so I hope she did, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna play it back so you guys can hear it, and then from there, we'll start gain staging the beat. That'll be our first process, and then we'll start mixing that beat down. So basically when we gain staging the beat, all we wanna do is get the volume of the beat a little lower so you can add plugins to that track to where you don't distort it, distort it a little more. And you want it to hit around negative 12 dB, around that area, 13 if you can get it there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the pass meter, and then you guys will see where the track is right now and how high the track is right now. So I'll play it back.
It's King got heat.
But bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck swiping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming shooting threes like I'm Kurt. Waving at you bitches, I never slip like a smirk. Yeah, it's true, nigga, guaranteed to turn you up. You can bring all your best bitches, me and mine gon' eat them up. Cause we like that, pretty with the fat ass. Scheming on you niggas, pot it out and then we do the dash. These bitches mad, now come correct, ain't playing about no disrespect. Fuck around and get chin check, bitch swing off reflex.
So you can pretty much see that the beat is like negative 4.9, which is really, really high. You can hear the distortion a little bit. So basically we want to get this number right here, and our detection is RMS. We want to get this number here to around negative 12 or 13 if we can, possibly, up there around 14. We just want to have it to where, we got enough space right here to add some plugins to use for this track. So the first thing we want to do is, now on Logic, I believe Logic has a gain button over here in this area, so you can use that button. Pro Tools, the gain is actually on the track. It'll be a line, arrow pointing up and down, where you can just drag it down. The same thing for Personas 1. I'm not sure with Fruity Loops, but we'll get there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna double click the track, and we're gonna take the track down to about, let's see. Let's see what this do. So then we're gonna go back to our meter, And we want to see our detection now when we turn that beat down.
What they say? What she say?
It's King got heat.
Fuck bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck slurping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming, shooting.
Now that's cool, but I'm gonna turn it down just a tad bit more because I definitely want to play with this beat a little bit. So I'm gonna gain stage the beat just a little bit more. Excuse me. So I'm gonna double click on it again. Just take it down. Just bring it down a tad bit more. Let's do around.
What they say? What she say?
It's King got heat.
Fuck bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck slurping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming, shooting threes like I'm Kurt. Waving at you bitches, I never slip like this merch. Yeah, it's truth, nigga. Guaranteed to turn you up. You could bring all your best bitches. Me and mine gon' eat them up. Cause we like that. Pretty with the fat ass. Scheming on you niggas, plot it out and then we do the dash. These bitches mad, now come crack game.
Now you can see that you can hear the vocals a lot more, even with it being like that, but we still want to get our beat bumping a little bit more. So the first thing we want to do is, and now we had negative 12.3. We was at 13, which is a good, which is good for me. Now on our bus track, you know, you want to make sure you add a pass meter, and then you want to go get an ozone 9, so you know you won't see any red over here, any clipping, and then just turn your true peak, you know, click your true peak on, turn your seating down to about negative 0.1. And so on, and that'd be cool right there. So now we can play with this track. So let's go over to the beat. So the first plugin we're gonna use is Vitamin. Vitamin is a good plugin to where you can actually detect all the frequencies in the beat, from the lows to the low mids, the high mids, and the highs. So what I like to do is I like to solo. Let's turn off the vocals real quick. All right, so the first thing we're gonna listen to is we're gonna listen to the lows. So with me, I definitely want to play with the lows a little bit. I might just bring it up just a tad bit. And then the thing is, it's like adding and subtracting. So we're gonna add a little bit to the lows, and then we're gonna actually subtract from the lows. So check it out. And we're gonna actually just add around 6.0, and then we're gonna take that off and listen to it.
It's King got heat.
So that plays with our lows right there, and then we got our low mids. So we're gonna solo the low mids, and now we want to listen to around where the kick and stuff sit, which would be the 808 right now, / kick. So I got it up to 7.0. You don't want to add too much. I spread it at around 1.17. To shoot your ears. Now I'm not gonna mess with anything right here because I don't need to mess with the high mids nor the high frequency over here. So I'm gonna leave that alone. And this is the first plugin we want to use. So Vitamin is a great plugin to bring out the 808 and kicks, to bring out your lows and your low mids to where you can get that area pumping a little bit, which would be a good thing. Now we're gonna add a Fab Filter Pro QE3. So if you got Fab Filter, use the Pro EQ3, but whatever EQ you have, it'll be good too. So now we want to subtract a little bit of the kick in 808. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually let's just make a mark. So I'll place a dot right here, and then you want to leave it on bell. So all we want to do is open this up a little bit. Then we're gonna take the gain down. Where we at? Let's take the frequency to about, I would say around 80. Then we're gonna subtract just a little bit. You don't want to take too much off.
It's King got heat.
We want to get that 808 as smooth as possible. We want to get the kick in 808 as smooth as possible as we can. And then from there, you just want to bring up the highs a little bit. So you want to take it around like 5,000, bring it up a little bit. Leave it on stereo. Let's try sides and mids.
It's King got heat.
Now, what you want to do with this one is go down here, and if your EQ has it, change it to mids, because that's the frequency we're controlling right now. We're controlling the mids, and then over here we're controlling the highs, which is the sides. So you got the sides and mids is what we're going to be controlling. So definitely turn this to mids. So we're going to bring the mids down a little bit. Like I said, we're going to subtract a little bit. And then another dope part about it is having the Fab Filter Pro MB, which is also in the same Fab Filter family, which you can do some adding and subtracting too. So I already got this activated, but let's take this off real quick.
It's King got heat.
Okay, so we're gonna add the MB back on. So what we did was we subtracted a little bit, -6 dB, and then we added plus 2.75 dB just to bring that bring those lows up a little bit more.
It's King got heat.
So the goal is to get this sounding as smooth as possible, because once we get to the ending result to when we want to pump this song up, we want to master this song, we want to be able to have that 808, kicking loud as you want to. That way you don't have it distorted, so it'll sound a lot better. It makes things a little bit easier when you're doing this. So like I said, from the beginning, you're going to start with Vitamin, which is a good plug-in to control, to listen to the mids, to bring them up a little bit, to spread them out just a little bit, and then you got your low mids. So the only two you're going to be controlling is the low mids and the lows. So just remember, you can copy the same thing, man, to yours, but depending on the type of track you have, it may be a little bit different. Your lows and mids may just be a little more higher, so you might have to tame them, or you might have to bring them down, or something like that. And then another one I like to add is from Waves. It's a plug-in by Waves. It's called Center Stereo. You're going to use the stereo because this is a stereo channel. So you want to add this, and then what I like to do is, let's turn it off.
It's King got heat.
So what I like to do is to shoot this track straight up the middle, and then I like to turn the lows up. So I like to bang them, I like to hit them from the sides. So I just turn it up a tad bit to around 54, 55 right here. I don't do nothing else, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much letting that beat bump, you know what I mean, on the side, so you can hear more of a thump to it. And then I like to add that. So these are the 4 plugins I like to use. But now what you want to do is you definitely want to go back over here to the PAS meter, and you want to see where your RMS is hitting now.
It's King got heat.
So we cool. We're at negative 12.9. And now what I like to add too is it's in the SSL native plugin bundle, which is by SSL. I like to add a bus compressor, the bus compressor 2. I like to add that to my master bus. So what I do is I want the beat to I want to compress this beat down to around 0 to 4. I don't want it around 8, 12, anything like that, or it's gonna be too compressed. So I'll let you hear it and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So that's too compressed. So we just want to get it up and around this range right here.
It's King got heat.
And that's cool right there. I like that right there. So remember to use the bus compressor. Now, if you want to bring that snare up a little bit, you can actually bring that snare up by using vitamin, which will be the high mids, I believe. Let's silence it and listen for it. So we want to listen to the snare right here. We want to see if we hear the snare in this band right here.
It's King got heat.
So if you want to bring that snare up, you can bring that snare right there. But just remember, this is a 2 track, so other elements of the beat will be rising also. But you can bring that snare up just a tad bit if you want the snare up a little bit. Like I said, Vitamin can control pretty much parts of the beat or whatever. There's other EQs and other things you can use to do that, but I like to use Vitamin because Vitamin is more of a reach. Sometimes I use R bass, but R bass will bring out pretty much the bass, whatever bass that's in a track, it'll just bring it out. So I tend to use I just tend to use R bass a little bit when I do it, but it depends on the track. If the track need a little more to it and need a little more kick to it, I'll add an R bass to it. So now let's turn the vocals back on and see where the vocals is sitting now.
What they say? What she say?
It's King got heat.
Fuck bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck slurping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming shooting threes like I'm Kurt. Waving at you bitches, I never slip like this Smurf. Yeah, it's truth, nigga. Guaranteed to turn you up. You could bring all your best bitches, me and mine gon' eat them up. Cause we like that, pretty with the fat ass. Scheming on you niggas, plot it out and then we do the dash. These bitches mad, now come correct. Ain't playing about no disrespect. Fuck around, get chin check. Bitch swing off reflex. So what the fuck you mean? You bitches weak and extra out, but wanna join the team. We counting dollars, pounds so heavy, make it shoulder lean. Y'all popping pills and snorting powder with the bust of weed, but wanna join the team. So what the fuck you mean? Nigga, what the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean?
So now that we did that with the track, we're able to hear the vocals more. We able to hear how she's pronouncing her words better. You can kind of hear everything. So that plays a part when you mixing the track down. And then from there, we want to go look at we want to check out we're going to turn the pass meter off now because I don't need the pass meter right now. But what I do want to check is the LUFS. So this is a plugin by Waves called WLM Plus. And from here, you want to set your target to -9 dB. Like I said, this is where we want to compete on a industry level. We want our music to compete with artists that's out there already who has masters to their songs. So I target mine to -0.90. Sometimes I let it go under a little bit, and then you got your true peak. You can turn that off. You can turn the short off, the short max, all that. Turn that off. Only thing we doing is targeting this, and then we're gonna play it back. So now from there, I just want my track to hit around -9. So gain staging that beat should give me the option to do that now because I added some headroom to that track so that I'll be able to turn that beat up, turn that song up. And not only did I do that, I added the bus compressor to add a slight bit of compression to my song, but not too much, but enough to where I can actually push this volume to compete at an industry level. So let's try it out. So I'm gonna add, let's see, what is this? I added a little EQ to the sides. Let's see.
What they say? What she say?
It's King got heat.
Fuck bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck slurping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming shooting threes like I'm Kurt. Waving at you bitches, I never slip like this Smurf. Yeah, it's truth, nigga. Guaranteed to turn you up. You could bring all your best bitches, me and mine gon' eat them up. Cause we like that, pretty with the fat ass. Scheming on you niggas, plot it out and then we do the dash. These bitches mad, now come correct. Ain't playing about no disrespect. Fuck around and get chin check, bitch swing off reflex. So what the fuck you mean? You bitches weak and extra out, but wanna join the team. We counting dollars, pounds so heavy, make it show the lean. Y'all popping pills and snorting powder with the bust of weed, but wanna join the team. So what the fuck you mean? Nigga, what the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean?
So you can see I hit that target area. So when you see that green check mark, that lets you know that you are in a target area. That is what you're hitting. You're hitting -9. And over here, you might see it too as well. And just know that once you hit these areas, man, you ready to bounce that beat down. Man, you got everything sounding correct. You know, you just might want to go back and double check things. And yeah, and then on here, I also had the MB on here, but I'm not going to use that right now. And then you can actually use the mids and sides for this one if you want. You can either do sides or you can do stereo, see which one sounds better to you. Stereo, you'll have to bring this down a little bit more. So let's bring it down. Let's try stereo.
What they say? What she say?
It's King got heat.
Fuck bringing out the 20, I'm about to bring out the 30. And fuck slurping on the slushy, I'm about to bring out the flirt. Rain on you bitches' head, aiming shooting threes like I'm Kurt. Waving at you bitches, I never slip like this Smurf. Yeah, it's truth, nigga. Guaranteed to turn you up. You could bring all your best bitches, me and mine gon' eat them up. Cause we like that, pretty with the fat ass. Scheming on you niggas, plot it out and then we do the dash. These bitches mad, now come correct. Ain't playing about no disrespect. Fuck around and get chin check, bitch swing off reflex. So what the fuck you mean? You bitches weak and extra out, but
Yeah, man, and that's how I mix a 2-track beat for me to put vocals over. Now, these vocals are already mixed, but the good part about it is that's not. Now, you want to, like I said, you want to record at -12 dB when you're recording vocals also, so you give yourself enough space to add plugins to your vocals. But sometimes you can just record in dry, and you'll still see once you gain stage that beat to where your vocals will stand over that. So, man, that's a lot of information for you guys, man, on mixing a 2-track beat, man. I think I touched everything on this. Man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Much love to y'all. Hey, y'all stay rocking with your boy, man, and I got y'all. Don't even trip, man. I told you I'm going to continue to drop these videos. Some days I may take off, you know what I'm saying? And but I'll still be continuing to make videos for you guys. And I thank y'all for tapping in. It's your boy NBM, man, and I'm out.